Okay, hello and welcome to Earth Atlantis. Okay, so we'll start off on quests. I don't know what that other mode was. Okay, so the Nautilus. It seems to have firing backwards and forwards. We've got a locked. Okay, so Aquanaut, Moby Dick. These all look like they have really overpowered weapons. So I guess we just start with the Nautilus. I got sent this because it said that I played Jamestown. Captain, we received a distress call from the West Sea. They've lost all of their hunters and we're too quick for you to read. Okay, so let's go find that. Okay, so obviously we can't get out the water. But it's one of those papery sort of things. I guess that's to prevent you sneaking through, but I can literally fit through there. Okay. I don't know if we're running out of bullets. I kind of want to go see what's through the area you're maybe not meant to go. Okay, bye fish. But yeah, I mean, it's a shooter sort of game. Okay, hello Statue of Liberty. Looking very, very angry down there. Okay, if I hold that down, I guess we can shoot. Okay, suddenly there's a million things coming at us. So, like, you're not meant to be here, maybe. You know, maybe this is an advanced sort of area. But, like I said, I got sent it because I played Jamestown. I don't think I've put any coverage on the channel on there, but, you know, they knew that I'd played. Okay, so these are the official channels. If you're watching elsewhere, someone has, of course, stolen my content. But yeah, I mean, it's a papery sort of style and not, you know, looking trash paper. An actual good one. Because I do like these sort of papery style sort of games. They do tend to look pretty cool, and, you know, this is an interesting game. Obviously, it's a shooter sort of thing. Okay, so is this like a puzzle? No. I wonder what the point of coming down here was then. I don't know if it's procedurally generated or what. Can we pop these? I guess not. The other crab seems to have buggered off unless they accidentally shot him. I wonder what the point in going through there was. Looks like it may have been something, but can't necessarily find it. Okay, so it's typical shoot 'em up. You pick up the power, you get stronger weapons, and, you know, things like that. So it was demonstrating the progression pre-starting, so that we could see firing backwards always. Oops, we can hurt ourselves on the ceiling, it seems. Always a usual sort of thing in these sorts of games. So, you know, you gain the ability to fire backwards, right? So they're bullets, so we can't necessarily actually shoot them down with our things. But yeah, I mean, I'm guessing because it referenced Jamestown, it's going to be a very bullet hell sort of game. But it seems interesting, and like I said, it's papercraft, and these tend to be pretty interesting when it's, you know, hand-drawn sort of style. And it's a pretty well done one, you know, it's not like cheap, nasty done. But I do tend to like the papercraft sort of styles nonetheless anyway. Why am I trying to go out to the surface all the time? I don't know. But I thought I'd give it a go, because, you know, it seems an interesting game, and, you know, we'll have an explore, see if we can't do this. I'll probably do pretty well, because I tend to be alright at these sorts of games. Is there any sort of... There's got to be a secret up there, right? Oh shit, they literally charge. They charge up, then they charge at you. I was going to say, do they fire some sort of cannon because they're charging up in their faces? That would, you know, some sort of laser beam. Seem like it might be plausible. Okay, I'm literally going to hide back here whilst exploring it. You know, try not to die. Okay. Well, we've reached all of these odd points that, you know, seem like they may be meant to be gated off, but I can literally get through them. They're not entirely hidden, so you can't get to them. Okay, I think we're at full power, so, you know, the power seems to literally be for nothing for now. But, you know, controlling these minions whilst they're on here is useful. Got a radar up the top left, so I guess that's sort of telling us where to go. Right, that's nowhere that we can go. We are now in a bit of trouble. Maybe we spawn some enemies in by going down there, because all of a sudden there's a million of them. Okay, so where are we meant to be going in here? Down here, I guess. Oops. Right, shooting backwards is maybe not the way to be going and progressing through this. We might want to start shooting forwards, but we were being followed by a huge mass of creatures, so I didn't want to, you know, have my bullets going forwards when there's a huge mass of things coming behind us. Right, so there's a boss sort of point there, which we can see with the fight. So I guess that might be where we're trying to head. But, you know, I thought I'd give it a play, because it's cool. Who knows how far it goes. It did seem to say there's either 12 or 14 enemies. So, you know, by enemies I mean bosses, not just, you know, regular sea creatures. So, you know, I'll try and find all of the bosses and defeat them and put that as a play. Okay. Aha! Bombs? Bouncing bullets. Okay. That's something interesting. A nice little power-up that should help us down below the sea. Okay, let's try and find one of these bosses that we can't... Although upgrades are always welcome, right? Angling our thing to hit them effectively is probably a smart idea. Okay, E. We got an E-tank. Oh, that replaces the B. Wait. Well, I think we despawned the B. I tried to swap back to the B, but then the E took over again. Because I liked the bouncing one. I don't know what this E... Okay, hello. I can't quite see your name. My webcam is over it, and also my microphone is over it. So I'm actually detrimented as much as... Ooh, it's electric. Okay, that's probably useful. Actually, that's not too bad. You know, if we can get in his face and just electrocute him, we can definitely do that. But yeah, I mean, it's probably got some similarities to Jamestown, but also Jamestown is one of those, you know, on the rails sort of shooters where you go forward through the level and, you know, fight all of the enemies through that, whereas this is more of an exploration roguelike, but still with a sort of bullet hell sort of feel to it, so, you know, you can understand that. Also, we've got a radar which we can ping button, but I haven't really been pressing it, so I don't know what it does necessarily. Oh, it just turns the radar on off. Okay, I see. So yeah, I mean, you know, we'll probably get pretty far into this because I'm just good at these games, although I literally tank the bullets there for no reason. Literally, we've got way more health than I need to do this boss, so, you know, it's like, well, we had to take some... Wow, that was my own fault getting two in his face then. But we had to take some of those bullets and, you know, at least one. We could have done it without taking too much, but we had to take at least one of them. Okay, we got some progression on a Donkey Kong barrel. Hey, that fish just spawned in on me. I call that bullshit. What is H? Well, homing missiles. Okay, we despawned the B because of trying to do it. You know, you get the option to go, no, I don't like it, but then sometimes, I guess, you know, you just accidentally pick up the thing you were throwing away again, and I guess that's a detriment. Right, homing missiles is probably infinitely better than the bouncing bullets, and, you know, electric, because it'll just fire long distance, right? So that's just a B. That's a blocked path, so we can't go up there. I don't see what the point in that is. I guess that's just your reward for beating the boss, but, you know, it's a blocked path. Right, so enemies spawning in on you isn't fantastic, but still, you know, it's not a detriment to the game. Okay, so I've turned my radar off. Right, we'll head over to that one over there. Did I turn it off or did it turn itself off by accident? Also, we've got multiple buttons which do the same thing, so actually the trigger I just accidentally found also spins us round. So, you know, don't have to keep pressing B. That's probably actually a bit more convenient to have the combination in two different places. Right, did we go up here? I feel like we did. Right, I'm going to go down. I'm going to head down here. Right, this one we haven't been in, so we'll go in here. It's probably only a power-up. Yeah, literally just a power-up. Okay, but I guess you can pick your own power-up. Right, we don't want the E, but I will take the health, which came out of an enemy. Right, I'm going to stick with the homing missile. I feel like they're going to be the best one. Right, power up we don't need. I don't know if you can lose your power by getting hit or what, but, you know, we're just going to keep powering up until we seemingly overflow with power. Because it is still sort of making a difference. It just takes more and more power-ups every time to upgrade it. It appears, in my opinion. Okay, so we're going up here. This is probably towards the main boss, because, you know, there was a big boss up there. Whereas where we went was maybe a mini boss, I don't know. But it wasn't, or at least I wasn't paying attention if it appeared on the map. You know, we might have identified this one early when I went right. But this one may not be a map. Okay. I mean, it's just a power-up. Peek down here. B was bouncing, so we don't really care about that. Right, we're not going to let all of these things pile up on us. Right, I will take the power-up though. Thank you for that. Now we're firing pretty much effectively double each way, so that's pretty good. Okay. Navigate smartly through there. I wonder if the first bit is actually a shortcut, perhaps, that we unlocked. You know, we might have had a permanent shortcut to the earlier area, or it might just be, you know, a faked off part. That also looks like we might be able to go through there. Okay. What do you have for me? Homing missiles. We already have. What happens if I pick up 2? Can I upgrade my homing missiles by picking up multiple of the same thing in a row? You look like a boss, but you aren't. You must just be a mini boss because you've got your own sort of mini health bar, but no. Oh no, it has got a name for you, Kraken. Sorry. I do apologise for not calling you a boss. You are very clearly a boss. Right, we haven't got the electric resin this time. Oh shit. This Kraken is owning me. What's Kraken? We could literally cheese it from outside. We could also go farm for health, which also seems very, very cheap. Right. That seems cheap. That's like cheesing the boss, literally. Right, I do need health though. I'm not going to necessarily cheese it from outside, but I'm going to go hunt some HP. Being able to leave the boss area just seems way too easy. We shouldn't really be doing this. I wouldn't agree with playing like this, but I am. This once, I will literally, because I didn't realise it was the boss, and I think we were getting electrocuted. You know, it's also because it didn't lock me off that I didn't realise it was the boss. Hello, fish lords. Could you give me some HP? I'm reversing into you. I know. The BM, I'm reversing backwards. Not facing you properly. What is firing though? Is the crab lord? Okay. No HP. Right. Very little HP being dropped. Surprisingly. Right, I'm going to start making my way back because at this point, you know, we're getting pretty far. We might as well head back into it, right? Don't... Oh, that was done. Don't accidentally drop on the bomb because I imagine the bomb would kill us, right? Well, we've ended up with less HP than we had anyway, so, you know, going back for HP hasn't really paid off. It's probably actually deliberately not spawning it because of cheesing. Oh, well, there we go. There's some. We didn't really get that much, he says, as even more HP drops. We didn't really get that much for going out to the boss area and cheesing it. I wonder if the boss has healed back up, though, for... Yeah, it has. Okay. So that's fair. You know, for trying to cheese it, the boss heals back up. That's absolutely fair. That's, you know, reasonable. But I still feel like... Okay, did I get too close to his electric? Was I being dumb? I feel like leaving the boss area is still cheap and shouldn't be allowed... Also, you can see that it is actually 3D as it turns around, so that's actually pretty cool. It just dips into the background slightly for its 3D. Hey, no leaving. Oh, shit. I kept dipping in and out of that electric. That was really stupid of me. Whoops, I didn't mean to do that. Right, so everything else is still locked. We haven't really completed anything else. Okay. Monster everywhere! We'll send locations of the targets. Please search and eliminate them. Be cautious about pirate ships. They're dangerous. Okay, so we got a H and a P. So we started off with homing bombs and a bit of power. That's pretty good. Okay, so you've given me the location of a big enemy over there again. But again, the one that we went to before. So I guess it's not necessarily procedurally generated. It seems like we're literally going to have the same... enemies, maybe, you know, the same locations, so it'd be pointless going over here. I kind of expected it to be a bit more procedurally generated, but maybe it's just level based, so you go through the levels. So you might want to farm up some power before going to that main boss. But again, I'm going to go to this maybe mini boss, but homing missiles, maybe we're okay, but maybe electric might be more powerful. I feel like the electric might have been way more powerful for that. So, you know, I'll go in there with a different power this time. We won't stick to the homing missiles. Electricity is what we will take. Okay, that seems pretty effective against multiple minions. It did spread pretty well. Right, so there's a boss in here. There was a boss in here. Apparently, once you've killed it, it's dead. Okay, let's get this power. power and health, and then we'll head over to the Kraken with the electricity. I'm surprised that that homing power stayed there for like 10 times, eating it and dropping it by accident. Like every other time I did something like that, it literally just repeatedly dropped it. Okay. Okay, maybe the electricity isn't that strong, but still, you know, it's worth trying something different. You know, they say that doing the same thing over and over again is the epitome of insanity. So, you know, trying something different is bound to result in different results, but that doesn't sound correct as a word, as a sentence, so that's why I hesitated on saying that. I was like, no, that sounds really dumb. Okay, that's 1 million power that we just literally got. Okay, we'll try not to just go head into his electricity this time. Okay, he did literally hurt us. We dropped a lot of power then, so getting hurt does make you drop your power. Confirmed. He's got some sort of swipe there. Oh shit. They are very hard to see. I will give you that. Like, white on this is very, very difficult to see, right? Electric Lord, you're literally getting electrocuted yourself. So, you know, enjoy that, right? So, he must be charging up. There we go. We can at least see his charging up animation. But, you know, when he's actually firing those projectiles, they're very difficult to see. Okay. Electricity is probably smart. There we go. Right, don't get up in his electricity just yet. Right, he's firing homing shots. We can effectively dodge those. Okay, we're pretty dead though. I could use some of those enemies that were all spawning in before. Yikes. Don't get too close to that. Okay, so he's going to fire those. But we didn't die to them. Okay, that's pretty good. And they're only pseudo-homing, you know, they only home for a little while, so that's okay, right. Try not to get killed in the bit of electric where it's very hard to see. Oops. Well, we're dead. There was literally nothing I could do to dodge that. We didn't have the space to do the dodges or the manoeuvrability. Do I want to continue? Yes. Okay, I don't know why I was stuck on no for a while and wouldn't let me. Right, I wonder if those progressions are just based on how many bosses you kill. So I'm guessing it's just one big map, and the more you explore, the more you unlock, right? So I guess you always start with what you has. And obviously the more that we were dying, the more stuff that we got. Maybe in the end, once you've defeated everything, this becomes like a final boss. Maybe. Or like a boss rush mode. Or maybe it's just a farming area to get, you know, powered up at the start. Because there's a lot of stuff going on in here. You know, that could also be a thing, you know. Get your power back up to get to your boss area. Or maybe it's a fast travel that unlocks again once you've defeated X bosses. You know, it's like hard to tell at this point. Electricity, it was okay. I mean, what other powers are there? Homing, bouncing. Was there anything else? I don't know. Right, so that point is gone because we defeated that boss immediately. Let's crack on with it and get to the Kraken. I mean, I know I should go unleash the Kraken and that's the usual meme joke, but we can't always do memes. Okay. Wow, that electricity didn't really fry you much, did it? Fried crab? No, you don't fry crab. You do not fry crab. Okay. They sort of turn to dust, don't they? Like, literally we Thanos them. Did I ever... It's just a pair, isn't it? Okay. Electricity! Which we already have, right? I need more power-ups. I feel underpowered at this point in time to be going into the boss. And last time it dropped 1 million of them here. And, you know, we definitely need power to get in there. Okay. I don't think this is necessarily anything good. It was maybe just another farming area, or I don't know. But again, you know, if fast travel does or not, maybe it's where you can fast travel through once you've defeated the Kraken to get you know, back to where you were rather than having to go through everything. Okay. M is missiles. Maybe. Okay, this could work. Also, you know, it did literally drop the double E's. So maybe you can stack them. Maybe it does stack. Right. Because these don't home, I'm going to assume that they're just better than homing missiles. So they've probably got to be powerful, right? Because they don't home, Ian. Am I being wishful thinking? I feel like I might just be wishful thinking here. Okay. But you'd assume they look like they should be powerful missiles. But maybe they're not, right? Trying to hit him. But failing. Okay. We can get some good shots on him now. Okay. Also, our spinning stops us firing. So, you know, I'm trying to spin as little as possible. But at the same time, you know, we need to get them spins in there, right? Don't get too close. Okay. Good dodges. Good dodges. Okay. The whip. But we don't say he's allowed to do that. Okay. Dodge through his electric. Okay. We've got his cycle down pretty good. It's not the hardest boss. I just really fucked it up, to be honest. Okay. Dodge this when we can see it. And he'll do a couple that way, which we dodge. Then he's got the homing things, which are relatively easy if we stay close to him to loop through. Right, we got this cycle down. Charging up. Right, so yeah, that was my own fault. Also, the hard to see electric. Right, I'm not in a good state here to dodge these as good as I would have liked. Right, he's going for the whips. Right, get him with the rockets. I mean, maybe I should just be hitting him with the bullets as well. I got too close to try and shoot at him, and that really didn't help me. Okay. Oh shit, he's weak on his tail. Okay, literally we just want to shoot him in the ass. Right, I wasn't paying attention to his bullets then, I was focusing on trying to get his weak points. Right. Concentrate. Stop fucking it up. We're both one hit from death. How did that not kill him? Oh my god! Damn it! Nearly had him. Okay. Nearly had him. We can do this. Okay. So yeah, it's a pretty good game. It's fun. You know, maybe, you know, the procedural generation was added to the longevity, but at the same time, you know, it's like, I don't know the price. I should really look up the price of the things before I pay them. Play them! And, you know, be able to comment on that better. I do sometimes, but especially when it's a single play, but I was planning on doing more of a series on this. It depends how long the game is, you know. Obviously there's a number of bosses, not just 2, so, you know, it's like we've got a significant bit of life left in the game beyond this, and I imagine they get much harder and much more bullet hell, so, you know, we've got that to consider. I'm going to stick with these missiles. I mean, I don't know if they are any more powerful. I had to farm up for a bit of power there because we lost a lot, and, you know, we don't want to be going into it weak, and that's also why I'm going over here a little, you know. Hello. Perfect. Right. Now we should have plenty of power to go take on this boss. Right. Let's go. We've got all of our forward firing bullets. And if I'd have just farmed up for full power, you know, that would have literally won us the battle last time. Okay. Let's just ignore him. We don't need to deal with him, although we will come back and get revenge on him. It's like, how dare you shoot at us? There's a bit of power there, but there's a lot of bullets, so we don't want to necessarily go for it, but we're not going to ignore the power. We're going to go for it. Right. I'm also going to check out, see if that is an M tank. You know, if it's another missile, we did seem to stack them, so, you know, just in case it makes a difference. Right, so suddenly we are fully powered. Definitely going to win now. Right, are you an M? You are an M. The other M. No Metroidvania references there at all. I don't know what you mean. Don't know what you mean. Okay, just take out all these, just so they're not following us in, and also, you know, if they had anything for us, we would have got them. Okay, So here's where we literally stack up a million bullets and fail to hit with any of them. Okay, back to the effective dodges. Okay, and he's going for his swipes. He swipes left, he swipes right, he's all over Tinder. I wasn't paying attention to the electricity there, so I didn't see it. It's a little invisible. I would like to be able to see that a bit better. That's just something. Okay, I should really get rid of this Mr. Krabs. Okay, we got hit there, but that was me. This is bad. Because Mr. Krabs is going to cause us problems. Right, we got him. Okay. Right, you turn around. Right. I see it this time. Right. Okay, there's another Mr. Krabs up there. Oh shit. I wasn't paying attention to that spawn either. Right, that's stupid on me. Not paying attention to his move. Right, so this is the electric. Watch out. It's hard to see. There we go. Then we've got these coming in, which I need to dodge. Then he goes the other way. Okay, we got that. Perfect. And then we can shoot him up the rear a bit. He'll start charging up. We went for some cocky moves there. Right, he's going to hit us, but we got him. Let's go! Okay, and then fish spawning in on us. Oof, the fish spawning in on you is kind of scary. That one did actually spawn directly in on us, but still, you know, it's pretty bad. Okay. We didn't explore up here, so I'm going to come up here. Oh, you are in a cheeky place, aren't you? There's nothing else up here. Okay. Anything sneaky over here? I mean, you know, we didn't want the Kraken to recharge either, so we didn't want to allow him to do that. Right, I am going to peek in here. Okay, I guess that's an extra power if you need it. I wonder if there are more powers later. You know, it's like, right, that's just electricity. We don't want that. We're going to stick with the missiles because missiles did us well. Okay, electricity would maybe help, but I guess maybe there might be more powers later. There's, you know, you could get the further in you get, because that makes sense if there are stronger powers later that you can get that you can't get early on. Okay, so one shot and it turns it into a puffer fish that shoots out his bullets, so maybe you don't necessarily want to hit them, but you know, we still will. It's like, take down all enemies. We don't leave a fish alive. Okay, it's official. Right, my radar has turned off, so I'm going to turn it back on. Okay, so it says we've got to go back to the start, maybe. So, I don't know. I'm going to continue exploring this way, and then we'll head back. So maybe, you know, you do have to watch out for where the pings are, right? So that's all blocked off. This seems like it might be a boss area once it opens. Right, so we must have to go back to the beginning. Maybe it has opened up a path that we had. Right, also, you know, not shooting that would have been more effective, but I'm all about the shooting. Okay. Right, so when there's not a hidden enemy that looks like the scenery, we can actually touch the scenery and not get injured, because I did literally just do that. Right, so we're heading back over here. Probably some paths have opened up that weren't open before. Maybe. Okay, further down. So that's the point of the radar, is to literally figure out where you've got to go next. And then I see that Donkey Kong barrel in there that's not really accessible. Okay, did we go this way? I mean, it's blocked off, so you know, there's literally no point for now. Nothing that we can do in there. Okay, that one was just a boss before that we've already beaten. This one is the path that seems to be open. There is a big open area in here, so it's maybe where the boss will be. I mean, it's literally where this thing is, so I guess... Hello, Megatron. Well, oof, that was a strong power. Okay, so he's pretty early in the area, so if we die, you know, we're literally there. Right, I guess he might be having weak points as well. Right, we took a lot of damage there. Is this weak? Okay, literally the tail is the weak point of all of them. He's got a little sharky friend. It reminds me a bit of a different game that I can't think of the name of right now, with the shark mechanics. But it's a space game, and they're space sharks, but his enemy friends reminded me a bit of that. Okay, so we've opened a path there. Right, health. Health regen is full, that's pretty good. But yeah, you could steal the boss, the mini boss with the shark. You had to shoot off his head, and then you could have him come along with you and have it eat all the other enemies. God, I wish I could remember the name of it now, but it was a really cool game, and there were paths, so you could choose your path, both halfway through the level, so there was a halfway through the level stage, but also at the end of it, branching paths to go up or down. Gods, trying to think of the name of it, but it was on the PlayStation, and it was really cool as a shooter game. So I really enjoyed that, and I went and got through all the different endings, and I even explored all the different two sides of it. And in that, there was another cool power that you could do, which you absorbed the enemy and you turned it into a laser beam. But if the enemies had laser beams, you could fire your laser beam into their laser beam, and essentially have a double laser beam. I thought that was a checkpoint. And make your laser beam even bigger until, you overpowered it to a laser beam the size of the screen. And if you didn't do that on the final boss, just for the BM, make it the size of the whole screen, then you're doing something wrong. Because that was some of the enjoyment of it. Okay, we lost a P. No, we gained a P. Okay, don't pee in the water, guys. Okay, these seem like enemy submarines at the moment, and not necessarily fish. So, that's something, right? So we lost some power there, I feel. But we're going to carry on. Okay, I see those bullets, the white ones that are harder to see. So we're going to wait for that to clear up a bit before progressing forwards. Okay, let's go. Let's go through this. Right, there's clearly a boss over here. And then there's another one back up at the other area, right? I need to have you in a way that I can get past you fish. Oops. I ran into some electric. I wasn't paying attention to the whites again. Whoops, that was really bad. Right, we're losing health. Okay, hitting the electric, but, rushing through it. Worth it. Right, will you drop anything? Health. Okay, perfect. Will you give me power? I don't necessarily need power, but, still not the worst thing to have. Okay, no power-ups. Let's go. Feels like you have wave attacks. Interesting. Feels like we're heading to the boss area now, so I'm going to try and keep my health and my power. Okay, homing things are scary. Right. Millions of fish all around. But there's plenty of fish to swipe. And we don't swipe like the Kraken. The Kraken, he can swipe at anyone. He swipes right to all. Although sometimes he swipes left, but mostly he swipes right. Okay, can we get through? We can. Okay, what are you? You are a octopus lord, right? Northern Lion would be terrified. We are going to die here. Right, what would your weak point be? Bubble lords. Right, homing missiles might be very effective against this, right? He also blocks with those, I guess. Right, that seems like maybe that was effective injury at those low points. So, we'll stick down a few. Right, his homing bullets are pretty bad. Don't get pinned. Okay. Right, we're trying to avoid getting shot. Right, bullets are bad. We're almost got him. Right, just survive. Don't sit there, but just survive. Right, let's go. That wasn't us shooting it that opened that. Also, homing fish spawning in. Missiles is what we have, so I will take another. I don't think it's making any difference, but, doesn't hurt. Right, let's go hunt that original fish. Have you got health? You got power. Power is good. Power is very good. Right, health. Let's go. I saw stuff back there. I'm going to have a quick peek what you dropped. It's health. Okay. I mean, it's worth rushing through that to get that extra bit of health. I mean, I could have laid off on it and not got injured at all, but, for the most part, we're going to be fine. And we made it back anyway. We've got a long journey back to that other fish, so as long as we survive, that's all that matters. We don't need to, fight everything. I think we're at full power. We've got missiles that are pretty effective. So, we can get through this. Just don't be stupid and let them charge into you. Like that. They seem to do a lot of damage, actually. I thought they would because of the electric, but my god, that was actually a lot more than I was expecting. Right, that is an area that's going to open once we've killed a boss. Fairly obvious, but we've got to go back. So as you can see, the radar doesn't actually show like all of the map. It's just, you know, a vague understanding of where things are. I wonder what those other pings are on it. I mean, obviously we don't need to touch that starting point, but it helps. I guess a speedrun, you know, you'd want to die in the right times to spawn back at the right points, but would it be worth it for losing all of the power-ups? I guess if you spawn back with enough power-ups, because obviously we spawn back with the power-ups that we had before, to a degree. And, you know, that might be effective if people are planning on speedrunning this, because obviously it's not being procedurally generated, so you can get a vague idea of where you need to go. Right, I'm going to peek in here, see if he is in here. He is not, is he? Okay. But this is clearly going to be a boss area. Clearly. Probably final boss, I would imagine. With the Statue of Liberty behind, it's got to be the final boss, right? Oops, that was bad damage. Right, give me some health. You didn't. How dare you? Maybe they're power-ups that are pings, because I can see that power-up in there with that barrel. Maybe the barrel ones are like new to the pool, so once you do it, it gives you a new one into the rotation. Whereas, you know, previously you'd only have the boxes, but once you hit the barrel, it adds that one to the boxes so that you can potentially get it right. So he's got to be in here. He is! Okay. What are you? I can't read your name because it's in the awkward corner. But, okay. You should be easy enough with your obvious tactic there. Okay. Maybe I shouldn't have played this on normal. Like, okay, we're taking a bit of damage. But, whoops. Yeah, I definitely shouldn't have played this on normal, I feel like. It's probably a bit too easy for me. So, I'm going to call that an episode. So, thanks for watching. Join us again for some more. Goodbye.